Hello and welcome to a brand new season, the first race being in Interlagos. Without further ado, let's get it started. Alright, so let's take you in on a hot lap of Interlagos. So of course Interlagos being the track that is usually famous in Formula 1. So of course I feel confident in this track. Overall my pace would be good as well, but yeah, that's foreshadowing maybe. Let's keep going in this race. Or rather in this qualifying lap. So far I think it's good. First of all, maybe a few things. I've revealed the car already, so this will be the Mazda RX Vision. It's a really good car on the straights, I would say. In the corners it can be a little bit iffy, but I think with good setup I think it can be overcome. So it's a really good car, and you can see that my teammate is really doing really well in this track so far. So we really had a lot of practice in this track, so I think it's showing in this qualifying. So I'm really using all the boundaries of the track. As you can see, I almost went wide there. It's easy to get a penalty sometimes here, so you need to be careful. But I'm doing exactly like what I did in my practice runs. So I'm really happy with this lap. So coming to this slow right-hander, you need to go in first gear, really wait for it, otherwise you could spin out of control. Here just slightly lift, going through this sequence. Some cars you don't need to even lift. But yeah, just after the 50 or before the 50 I should say, brake and then go into second gear and going up to this hill, the long back straight leading up to the line. So this lap will be quite good in track. So it's already a 131 before I did, so it's only going to improve by slightly, but it's good enough to solidify my second position. So again, just the confirmation of the standings, P2 with 2 tenths away from my teammate, so I can be happy with that. Let's see how the race would go. Alrighty then, so by race I mean the sprint race. So the qualifying would set up for the sprint race with the standing start. So I'm putting in all my setup, as you can see on the bottom right there. So 4, 5 flights and away we go. So I would say a normal start there. Yeah, managed to get out of the line quite well. So I'm just shadowing my teammate. He's cutting me off on the inside there, so I'm having to go a little bit slowly, and you can see the guy there really going in the inside there, or the outside, which comes to the inside for him now, and I'm just able to go on the outside then just get around him. So I was really happy with that move there after initially losing one position. But yeah, see here I've just managed to go to the left. I'm going to the left, and here somehow I would say, yeah, I think I was already going towards the left. I was indicating that I was going to the left, so I think he kind of messed it up a little bit and went to the grass. But regardless, so we keep going. So now going in P number 2, so let's see how the race would unfold. Alright, the next lap itself. So here I'm going to brake really okay, actually not so bad. I thought I was going to brake later there, but yeah, here just a little bit of touch of the green there, or the grass. This grass is green. Yeah, just unsettle the car a little bit there, and here I'm having to defend against the Mercedes there. I'm going in the middle there. I don't know where to go, but well, the car was fast enough that within the straight the Mercedes just was not enough to get past the RX Vision. So I keep my P number 2, and yeah, just like that it was pretty much a normal race from there onwards. So I managed to gap the Mercedes, and yeah, just pretty much open a lead. I just couldn't battle my teammate because he was just too quick. I think he was just taking it easy in the front there, even though he said it wasn't. But yeah, I was really happy actually with this, because this is my first podium in any race so far. So really happy with the podium finish. Yeah, again the confirmation of the standings for the sprint race. So of course then let's go to the feature race. Alright, so let's use the momentum that we gained from the sprint race to the feature race. So here I'll be starting in P number 14, of course, because of the inverted grid from the sprint race. Yeah, rolling start. Yeah, and I also will be starting with the soft compound of tires. I usually in history started with the harder compound tires, so medium to hard, but I decided to start with the soft because I wanted to get rid of the people in front of me as soon as possible. So I wanted to be a bit more aggressive. Maybe by saying this is already foreshadowing a little bit, but anyways, let's go to the race. P14, I'm going a little bit tentatively here because I didn't want to have any issues there. So because I know people will be also fighting in front. But here, making a similar move like what I did in the sprint race, going into the inside to the outside. So yeah, here I get a bit of bumping from my teammate. I think he just wanted to bump draft me, but I kind of understeered because of this. I had to remove my speed a little bit, and therefore I compromised my speed going into this. But anyway, all is good. I'm trying to look into the Porsche in the inside there, on the outside rather. Nothing doing. So I'm still going in P14, keeping in pace with the guys in front. Of course, I want to be aggressive. I want to use my soft tires here, but of course also mindful of the race itself. It's a long race, the feature race. So here, yeah, my teammate gets pushed a little bit by the Porsche, but all is good. I'm trying to go to the inside, but yeah, my teammate is just coming back, and of course I don't want to gather him as well. But here, because of that, I kind of open the door on the guy behind there, and he also gets past me. So now dropping back to P15. And here, just a weird moment there. I don't know what happened. Like the car was almost stopped on the track there. I didn't get any damage as well, so that means to indicate that yeah, there's just something went wrong there. But anyways, I'm in P number 15, and let's see how the race would unfold. In fact, just after the straight here, so here I'm gonna have a little bit of a moment there. I kind of outbroke there because the soft you are able to brake much later. And almost collected the guy in front there, but all is good. And you can see Chevrolet there had an issue there. So now I'm going to the inside of the Porsche. I think he made a meal out of that corner there. But yeah, now really in the back of my teammate now. So yep, now keeping to the inside, giving a lot of space to the people in the outside. All is good. And yeah, my teammate kind of forced the move there, and I'm trying to benefit from that. So a really good teamwork so far, I would say, in both the races, I would say. So good teamwork being shown. I'm just trying to also follow my teammate. Of course, I want to get in front of him because he's in the medium tires, but he has just rapid pace all throughout the race. Let's see how it goes. So let's go to the next lap. So this is the moment of the race. So first of all, no, that's not the moment. I just banged my teammate a little bit because again, I had just had too much of speed in the soft tires, but the guys in front of me will be braking much more earlier. And here I just get a little bit of a bump, and now this car, this Toyota I think it is, yeah, he's just going into the side there, and it now just comes to the grass and just, yeah, comes into my line, and I just couldn't avoid the grass, and I was braking on the grass. So I'm just going to go in a different view. Here I get a little bit of a bump, but I think this is fine. I don't really care about this bump here. I had to reduce my speed because of that, but here I'm just like, I wouldn't say alongside, but there is a significant amount that he would be getting this red tab there saying that there's somebody in the side there. I'm sure of it. But yeah, so ultimately he didn't give me too much of space. I will make a report out of this, whether what comes out of it. Yeah, it comes out of it. Yeah, just another view there. So I'm really almost on the white line already, near the white line. I couldn't have gone anywhere more. He went more to the right as when I went to the braking zone. And when I brake, I had to just go to the grass and brake, and because of that, yeah, kind of spun. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'll make a report out of it, but yeah, now P number 15. So now I'm just using my soft tires to catch back up to the field, and here just make another mistake, and this is totally my mistake. So another demonstration of braking in the grass, yeah, or how not to do it. Yep, now dropping all the way down to P number 16. So on the same lap itself, I'm already catching up to the Chevrolet in front, Ross, there. I'm going to the inside there, and yeah, just braking a little bit earlier. But yeah, back to P number 15. Jumping a few laps later, so now I've already catched up to the Porsche in front there, so I'm going to the outside now. So can I make this move stick? So going to the outside, just braking a little bit later than the other guy. Actually, he's still side by side there. I'm giving him a lot of space, but somehow something happens to him, I think. Yep, so now again P number 14. So in the next lap, now coming behind this Renault there, I'm actually braking much earlier. By the way, nice livery there with the mile 7, really like it. In P13, and getting past him by powering down much faster after the bend there. So going up to P number 12. So going from the outside now, leaving him a lot of space, of course. But yeah, he's already given up that corner. So yeah, P12. So who's my next victim? The Dodge in front there. So kind of strange, he actually let me pass more or less. I think he went to the curb there, or maybe he had a moment there, I'm not too sure. But yeah, P number 11. Yeah, I'm using my soft tires here to good effect to get past back a lot of people after my mistakes. So let's see how it goes. So lap 13 is when I decided to come in to change my soft tires, because you can see in the bottom left there, now to the, yeah, still bottom left. Yeah, the tires are almost done, more or less done. So I have to come in now to change to my medium tires, now to the slower tires, the tires that I don't like. But yeah, it's kind of a waste that I used my soft mostly to just get back past people. after making some incidences and mistakes, but let's see how it goes. So let's jump to lap number 17. So a net P10 after everybody has come into the pits and did what they need to do. Yep, so actually I gained 1 position out of all of this, and now the Toyota is having a kind of moment there. So I managed to get to the inside of him, giving him enough space there on the inside, or the outside rather. I'm going to the inside, so fast forwarding a little bit. So the Toyota is quite fast as well in the straight, but nothing compared to my car. Yeah, just going now to the inside, having to defend my line from the Toyota there. So another person I think went to the pits, so I gained another position there. So yeah, now to P number 8. Okay, jumping a couple of laps here, so I'm defending from the inside there from the Mercedes. I think he's in the soft tires, so he just had much more pace because of the soft tires. So no use fighting him, let him go, P number 9. And much more laps later, like 5 laps later, so I managed to just keep within the Mercedes there, and he managed to have a penalty, which I was lucky enough to inherit then his position because of that penalty. So it just goes to show that you need to be at least keeping the pace, because anything can happen, and in this case a penalty happened and I managed to gain 1 position. So back up to P number 8. Alright, so let's start my final lap of the race. Yeah, so let's go through some retrospectives. My qualifying pace, I think it was one of my better qualifyings. I think I could have done a bit better, but yeah, I think my teammate was just too quick at the end in terms of qualifying. So I was happy to start in P number 2, and that's also where we finished 1 and 2. So really good points that we will be getting from this race, especially from the sprint from my side. And for the feature race, yeah, it was a tale of kind of 2 halves. At the first point, I had some issues, 1 incident and I think 1 mistake from my side. One or both of them were major enough that I went all the way to the back of the grid, and then from there I was just using my softs to get back into position more or less, which is not what you want to be using your softs for. You want to be using your softs to get in front of people, not to fight back. But nonetheless, I think from where I was, from 16th now coming back to the mid of the grid in 8th, I think it's a good achievement itself by itself. So I shouldn't take that for granted, of course. But that means that I just need to make better my racecraft. I think that is where I'm lacking so far. I think the pace is there, the car is very good, and I'm very optimistic for this season as well. And my teammate is also really quick, so he's really pushing me as well. So I think all of these factors considered, I think I can do better. Yeah, so let's see how the next races would go. For this race, I would finish in P number 8. So let's look again at the confirmation. I just made it to the list on the back part of the list, or the bottom part of the list. Yeah, you see that I finished only 14 seconds away from the lead. So, and my teammate, congrats to him, of course. He finished in P number 2. Yeah, that just goes to show that I think without all the fighting, I could have done a little bit better. But yeah, of course, you could have done many things with many things happening. It is a difficult track to pass as well. I should have mentioned this, but regardless, I'm really happy with P number 8. Yeah, and looking now towards the standings, currently I'm in P number 4, so that's the highest I've been, of course. But my teammate is in P number 1, so he's my benchmark and I need to follow him. In our constructors, we are leading it so far, so that's really good, and let's hope to maintain it. I hope I can keep the pace of my teammate and not disappoint him. But yeah, that's for the next races. Let's see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next video.